Unleash Mongol hordes. In an age of conflict, you have been chosen to rule. Military strength as well as political artistry must be used to build an empire that spans the continents. Legendary sages and warriors will be your companions or your bitter foes. Lead your knights, samurai, and elephants across the blazing sands of Arabia, through the Burmese jungle and into the grassy hills of the British Isle. Cross the Silk Roads with Marco Polo and debate policy with Thomas Aquinas. Give the order to attack from the safety of your fortress or march to war at the head of your legions. Be careful to groom a successor, and your great dynasty will live on. Soon all will bow before your might. Conquer Mongolia, or the entire world. Play Genghis Khan, King John, Philip II, or any of 12 other world-class rulers. Choose from 16 historical military units, including knights, samurai, and war elephants. This is Genghis Khan 2, Clan of the Grey Wolf, developed and published by Koei, released in 1993. And it's a strategy game. We've looked at a bunch of other games like Liberty or Death and the Aerobiz games and those kind of things. This is the one in that vein that I am the most familiar with. I actually own this game. I bought it many, many years ago, and I really, really like it. Just to let you know this was pretty popular here. It's the sequel to Genghis Khan, though it is the third game in the series. It was developed and published for, pull up a chair here, the MSX2, the NES, DOS, the X68000, the PC 9801, the PC 8801, the Mega Drive and Genesis, the Super Nintendo, the Sega CD, the PC Engine, and later the PlayStation. The Super NES version is also available on the Wii Virtual Console. There you go. We are given the option to conquer either the country of Mongolia as Temujin, the man who would one day become Genghis Khan himself, or as any of 3 other rivals in that region, or to take over the known world of the time as one of several players throughout Europe, mainland Asia, and North Africa. Conquests are made through the balance of economy, population, buying and selling goods, family relations, promoting and demoting generals, developing the military, all in a turn-based fashion. All of these actions can happen only within a given number of turn points, so some actions are given priority while others are overlooked. The game includes a turn-based battle sequence allowing specific control of the player to delegate to a general. There are 4 different scenarios. One is Conquest of Mongolia, where we play as Temujin. There is Genghis Khan's Grand Ambition. This one, I believe you have available from the beginning. Scenario 3 is the birth of Yuan Dynasty, which Kublai Khan is the ruler of Mongolia and China, and we are trying to take over the world. And finally, there is World Conquest. This is what you unlock after you finished Conquest of Mongolia. It basically takes your starting stats from there and moves you into the Genghis Khan scenario proper. Some things change depending on where this happens and when this happens. The time period changes a little bit depending on when you start or not. If you manage to beat the first scenario by 1212 AD, you can get to the 4th scenario, which starts in 1185 AD. If it takes you longer than that to conquer all of Mongolia, then you don't get to do it. I'm sorry. There are random events that happen, like typhoons, droughts, epidemics, sandstorms, and blizzards. There are also bountiful harvests sometimes. There are family relations in which you can have sons who will take over for you, or daughters who will marry a general who will succeed for you when you die. There are also revolutions that can happen if the population of your given country is not happy enough with you. They will revolt. So you've got a lot to juggle here. Electronic Games reviewed the Super Nintendo version in 93 and gave it an 83%. Computer Gaming World in 94 gave the PC version 4 out of 5, approving of its combining tactical and strategic play, strong and non-cheating AI, easy to learn gameplay, and lack of bugs. It was reviewed in 1995 in Dragon by J and D in the Eye of the Monitor column. They were uncertain on how to rate the game, with J giving it 2.5, maybe 3 out of 5, and D giving it a 2 or 3, but no breakdown on that. I really like it. I think this is probably the best one of these Koei has done. And that's probably just because I'm familiar with it and I know how to play it. We looked at some of the others that I had no idea what I was doing. And yeah, it does take a little trial and error getting used to it. And it does take time to get into one of these games. The one thing that I don't care for in this game is the battle sequences. They are very, very long and take a very long time. So whenever I have the option to, I choose to not show them on screen. Really, really condenses the gameplay. Especially not having to watch every other country ever. When there's 30-something different countries who can potentially have 30 of them go to war in any one turn, the game could literally take days just to finish a turn, depending on how long that takes. So yeah, if you're going to play it, I suggest turning those off.